today Betsy DeVos was confirmed. A lot of people like to say she's underqualified, and I mean, what are the real qualifications that you need for that job? Especially when your real goal is just to dismantle the Department of Education. I mean, in reality, she wants to give us our money back to then use as we see fit to educate our children. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh no, that it just means you'll get to use public funds to send your kid to Christian school. But, I mean, why not? I mean, it doesn't sound that crazy to me. And I'm not religious. If there was a Satanist school or an atheist school that promised to teach my daughter life skills instead of just the dumb shit that she learns in her elementary school, I'd gladly send her there. But the problem is, it's not a choice, for me at least. I don't have that kind of money. So instead, what the government wants to do is let me have my money that they were going to spend on my kid anyways. I could give that to whoever I want. That sounds pretty good to me. My mother is a school teacher. She has been for, my whole life. I'm sure 40, 50 years now. And, honestly, I was exposed to school systems for a long time and public education. And I got to tell you, it's not that impressive. She's had to deal with a lot of idiots in her time because she's actual teacher union president, at least has been for the last 5 years. That's not a position anyone wants either, just to let you know. She was involved in it for probably the last 20 years, and she'd love to not be president, but it's not a popular position. And you got to negotiate with the school to get raises and all that shit. It's not a fun thing. And obviously she's very opposed to Betsy DeVos. But that's why she doesn't want to have to worry about the government taking even more of her money out of the school system, that is. As it is, the budget cuts are bad enough that they have to riff teachers all the time, and with the new standardization tests, that's really the whole problem. That's why Betsy DeVos is great, but you can't say that to the liberals. They don't want to hear it. She, wants to get rid of Common Core, which is the plague on our entire school system. The liberals went real hard at her, in the confirmations, but that's not her fault. She's not supposed to know all the random crap that they're asking her. They're literally trying to just trip her up at all times. And again, she's not there to try to run an efficient Department of Education. If anything, she's going to try to dismantle as much of it as she can. That's what Trump wants. And she's working for Trump, right? Isn't everyone? It's in his cabinet. Isn't that the point? Everyone's worried about what they're going to do, but in reality, they're carrying out what Trump wants to do. And what Trump wants to do is get rid of Common Core and give people choice in their education of their kids. And that doesn't sound bad to me. It's not going to affect your kids unless you want it to. That's the point. The only way it's going to affect your kids is they're not going to have quite as nice computers and new iPads every year if the school sucks. If the school doesn't suck, people will continue to send their kids there, and they'll still have funds. The real education problem here in America is really it's Common Core and the government funding our schools and standardized tests. It's all just that literally is the problem. You can't have that shit. Not all kids learn the same way. And when your paycheck literally depends upon kids knowing ridiculous facts that the government wants them to know, instead of properly educating them with your time with them, that's how we get our shitty school system that we have. That's how we get shitty teachers that can't do their job. It's not because they don't want to. I'm sure when no one becomes a teacher to just sit around on your ass and have to, not help kids learn. That's why they're a teacher. They want kids to learn. They want to be the one to teach them. But when you have to spend 3/4 of your time making sure they know these exact little pieces of information so that the government can continue to give you a paycheck, how are you supposed to educate them? I thought the original idea of standardized, tests and standardized learning was so, if you were in one part of the country and you moved to another part of the country and you were in the same grade, you'd still know roughly the same stuff as everyone else around you. That's the point. But how many people does that really affect? I mean, you're talking maybe, I would think that most children probably are in the same school system most of their life. Most people don't move all over the place. So it doesn't help the people that are in the same school system. Instead, like, that's the whole point. The teachers want to teach them, but they can't, because they got to teach them the shit that's going to be on whatever standardized tests they have to make the kids take in order to get their federal funds. And more importantly, now they've made it so literally teachers they get like a grade. They don't get a raise unless like all the kids pass the test correctly. And again, this is not, the test is not a actual, oh, hey, if you pass the test, that means you're smart and you've learned your stuff. No, the stuff that they have to teach you for you to learn for these stupid tests, it's not stuff that you, like, most of it you're never going to use again. It's not, it's just ridiculous shit. Betsy DeVos wants to fix it. That doesn't sound bad to me. And if, that also means there's less bear attacks, great. For those who don't know what I mean by that, she literally said that people should be able to have guns in schools. And she gave an example of as if you were in Alaska, so not terrorist threat, but actual maybe live animal threat like a bear. And people, of course, went crazy and were like, she needs guns because bears are going to take our kids out of school. And she was talking about obviously like one school in a place where bears obviously are an issue. It's not like that's a widespread issue. But at the same time, the whole point of those Senate hearings is just to get you to say dumb shit. So, if she wouldn't have said that, she would have said something about terrorists, and then they would have just went off on that instead. I mean, all these hearings are a joke. It's not just hers. I remember Rex Tillerson, they were trying to get him to say that Putin was a murderer and a war criminal, and they're not going to say that on record. I mean, that's the whole point. They just want these people to say dumb shit on record so they can point at it later and be like, see, you said that. But that's the point. Like, Betsy DeVos doesn't need to know any of the shit that they asked her. Really, all she needs to do is not get bought by corporations, and she won't, because she's already like a billionaire or whatever. So she doesn't need money. Her brother actually, he's one of the guys that the government service, the security company, Blackwater, Eric Prince. That's her brother. So I mean, they don't need money. They're not going to be bought. And that's kind of a common theme with almost everyone Trump has picked so far. They're people that don't need the money. They're literally taking a pay cut to come work for the government, to work for us, to make our lives better. They're sacrificing their money to make America great again. Trump has done more for our country in the last 3 weeks than Obama did the entire time he was president. I mean, at least to fix our country, to make it great again. The left is acting like we're so, that we should be so apologetic, I guess would be the word, for electing Trump, as if we should be sorry now and be like, see what he's doing? Aren't you sad that you elected him? No, he's doing everything that we want him to do. Like, that's why we elected him. We want him to ban Muslims. We want him to deport illegal immigrants, especially violent ones. If you're caught in a crime and you don't have citizenship, how about we just boot you back to wherever you came from? Doesn't sound that crazy to me. I'm not saying kick down doors and fucking arrest your maid. I'm saying if your maid gets caught at speeding and she doesn't have a license and she's an illegal immigrant, hell, even that might be worth deporting. But especially if she hits someone in her car while she's driving illegally with no license when she's not supposed to be here. Deport her. If there's a victim, there's a crime. That's at least that's how the libertarians usually think of it. And that's how I go too. He literally ran on a campaign and said, ban all Muslims. And then people are shocked when he tries to ban Muslims from coming in the country from places that are war-torn and have no way of actually vetting the people coming from there, because they don't have any records, because they don't have any fucking record buildings, because they've all been bombed and blown up because they're at war. Civil war. If not civil war, They're because we blew them up, or Russia blew them up, or someone blew them up. Point is, they don't have shit to say, hey, I'm not a terrorist. We just have to take them at their word. Point is, Trump's doing a great job. I regret nothing. So, until next time, y'all have a good one.